secondary. First, you need to meet your own inner demon. Once you meet those own inner demons, you need to control them. Then only you can control what's really coming from the outside world. So, as I said, what we can really do about is we really need to raise awareness regarding it. We really need to raise awareness regarding our subconscious mind programming. And meditation, mindfulness, reflection, journaling could be the perfect tool for it. If you cannot really do it alone, seek help, seek support. There are lots of people who would love to help you. Seek help from the
Okay, so we are recording. Hi, Shadab. It's so nice to see your face today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Nicole. Thank you so much for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. As I told you, very excited for my birthday tomorrow. So I feel like I'm very pepped for this interview.
Really? And as I will want to wish you your birthday in advance. Happy birthday, Nicole.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so excited to get started. So today's interview is going to be with you, Shadab, one of the coaches. And it's going to be really exciting to get to know you more for me, myself, and also for everyone out there watching this one. So I would love to know, can you introduce yourself for everyone who hasn't seen or heard of you before?
Definitely. And before that, I would like to thank all of you for having me over here. It's so good to be on this side because up till now, I have been hosting wonderful coaches from all around the world. And today I am here as a guest on this platform of Fearless Women, and it feels excited. So thank you so much. And yes, I am Shadab Mughal. I'm a head of finance by profession and mindset and empowerment coach by passion. And I'm also a founder of Infinite Mind Academy. I help people regain the control of their mind by rewiring their own subconscious mind programming and deploying and devising effective mental strategies to achieve success and fulfillment in their personal and professional life. I strongly believe that your internal world has a great influence on your outer world. Whatever is going inside of you, whatever you constantly think about, believes in, or whatever meanings you are assigning to anything has a direct impact on the choices you are making, on the decisions you are taking, and ultimately your actions. So it's extremely crucial, I would say, to know how your mind really works, how to take the charge of your mind. And that's why at Infinite Mind Academy, I help people regain the control of their mind and take the charge of their life by offering different programs such as one-on-one coaching, group coaching, workshops, in-person workshops or webinars, and many more, I would say. So that's a bit about me.
Wow, what an amazing introduction. That was great. And since you're part of Fearless Women, I would love to know, what does fearless mean to you, Shadab?
Yes, this is a question that I have always been asking to everyone. And when I was thinking about my own definition of fearless, the word unstoppable came in my head. And fearless to me is being unstoppable. It is about acknowledging your fears, but choosing faith over fear and courage over doubts. And when you make this choice, you'll have a profound realization their fears are nothing but mere illusion. And now, in that moment, nothing will stand in the way, in your way to achieve your dream life. It's just, in short, I would say that fearless to me is making a different choice. A choice that you are afraid of making. Because once you'll make this choice, you'll teach yourself how to be unstoppable. So yes, fearless equates to unstoppable to me. Yeah.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that before, but I think it's great because it kind of has like somewhat the same definition. And yeah, I think that's a lovely one. I love to hear that every time I ask this question, there's always new answers coming in. So it's such a broad way. Everyone sees it differently. So thank you for sharing that, Shadab.
Welcome.
And since you shared a little bit about your coaching as well, what brought you to the coaching field and to your specific niche?
Mm-hmm. There is a quote that I have heard somewhere. I'm not sure where I heard it, but it says that you do not find your purpose finds you. And I have been in a finance game for quite a while and managed to build a successful career. But deep down, I always felt that something was missing. I was longing for more, the profound sense of purpose, maybe deeper connection, or the understanding of life's essence. So, since a childhood, I was always, fascinated by how the mind works, how it really shapes our reality. So, in 2015, I embarked on a self transformative journey, and in that journey, I was solely guided by my curiosity and determination. And I really explored or tried different methods and modalities to explore or to unravel the complex tapestry of our mind. And to be honest with you, Nicole, I failed most of the time. Yes, you heard me right. I failed most of the time. But maybe giving up wasn't really an option for me. So, what I did, I took every failure as an opportunity to learn and grow. And one morning, I was sitting on my meditation mat with my eyes closed, and in that moment, I realized that I must share this wisdom that I have acquired over the years with the world. How? I didn't know that, and I wasn't really rushing the process. What I was really doing, because I believe that how will reveal itself to me. So later down the line, um, I realized that coaching could be the medium to that. So I started searching for an appropriate course for that, but there came an internal pressure. I was literally controlling the outcome. So when I realized that there is so much internal pressure that I was putting upon the outcome so that I can get certain outcome. So in that moment, I surrendered. And there is a power in surrendering, I would say. I am a staunch believer of surrender. I would say when I surrendered in that moment, this opportunity landed on my lap. I still remember it was one snowy evening. I was enjoying by myself, scrolling down my social media account, and in that moment, boom, this opportunity landed on my lap, and I saw an ad by Shetty Coaching Certification School. There you go. I knew that in that moment, I knew that it was the answer to my prayer. And I immediately enrolled for the enrollment call, signed up for the enrollment call, and the rest is history. Now, today, I'm a proud mindset and empowerment coach. And the niche, I would say, as I said, that I was always really fascinated by how the mind really works. Does it has a hand in our destiny? It is creating our destiny or not? So I always knew one thing: whatever I'll be doing, it will be directly related to mine. So when I got this opportunity of Jeshari coaching a school, so in the first day, it was my first day, and I knew that my niche would be mindset. So yes.
Thank you for sharing. I think that's so inspiring what you said about not giving up, even though you had failure after failure, because, failing is just kind of like another guidance, like to where you should go. If you fail, it means that maybe you have to do something different. Maybe you have to try again. Like those who quit, I think they will never discover what is like on the other side of that failure, because failure is part of the journey always. So thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's very inspiring. And
Thank you.
you also mentioned about you not discovering your purpose kind of comes to you. So I would love to know more about that, like your journey to discovering your purpose, and maybe like any challenges you encountered on your way there.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot. I must say the major challenge that I had encountered was my own subconscious mind programming, my own mental chatter, the stories that I have been telling to myself for years, and my own belief system, fears. All of these things compounds, and I would say it was just the program that maybe I acquired during my childhood. But during this journey, to be very honest, when I embarked on this journey, I didn't had any idea where I'll be go, how I'll find the answers for my questions. As a child, I was always being inquisitive. I wanted to know the reality, why I do what I do, why people do what they are doing, why there are certain patterns they are that are repeating in someone's life or in my own life, I would say. Let's say, richer getting richer, poor getting poor. If somebody is having a toxic relationship, now there is a series of toxic relationships, and if one person is unemployed, no matter why, how talented he or she is, no matter how hardworking they are, what they are really getting is no rejection. These were some patterns that they were unable to get the right employment, and if even if they do get it, somehow they lose it down the line. Now, what was really happening? And one day everything changes for good. You know, that person who have been have into a series of toxic relationship has now finally found the right person, or landed into a beautiful marriage, or that person who has been unemployed for years has now got a stroke of luck. So what was really happening? And the reason that I could say that experience have taught me, there are two reasons why these things happen to me. As I said, I'm a strong believer of surrendering. When you surrender, there is a divine plan to everything. When you surrender, you not only surrender on the external level, but something in you, it could be your own mindset, it could be your own limiting beliefs or fears. When you surrender, something changes for you on a grander scheme, I would say. There is a divine plan that is playing behind the scene. So these were the questions that I was asking to myself, and that led me embarked on this journey. And when I embarked on this journey, the foremost thing that I had to encounter, or the challenge, was my own world, internal world, I would say. There was another world in my head where I was somehow coming up with some kind of limiting beliefs. Let's say I'm not enough, or maybe I'm not worthy. And you know, Nicole, when a person has this kind of belief system, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, what could be the outcome of his or her life? And that's what happened to me. So, but I had my own reasons, I would say. I never did it for any other reason but to find myself. Because when I even shared with you, because when I embarked on this journey, I had a successful career. Lovely family, lovely support system, successful career. Then why I was really feeling that something was missing, why there was something, maybe I wasn't really connected. And I'm sure that it's not maybe, I'm sure that I wasn't really connected to myself. I wanted to find the answers. I wanted to connect with my being. And that's why my wife has always been so strong. I never thought of pursuing a career out of this thing. I only wanted to connect with myself. And since my wife was so strong, so that is the reason. That is the reason I end up finding my purpose, or my purpose found me. That thing, that epiphany, that moment that I had where I wanted to be someone, I wanted to help someone, the world, or through any medium. It could be coaching, it could have been counseling, it could be anything that I was more inspired to do. But this was the answer, this was the part of the divine plan. So yes, I always believe, and I know that this thing has found me. And now, since it has really found me, I'm just loving the process.
Oh, wow. Wow. I really love hearing that. And I think that the thing about purpose is when you find it, it's just this incredible feeling of just, for me, it was like a sense of like calm or peace, that I knew that like I have found my way. And I know it's not easy, and I know it takes time, and you probably need to go through different careers or different paths in your life until you find it. But it's so amazing hearing your story. Thank you for sharing that.
And I would also like to add one more point. When you'll find it, you'll know it. There will be some contentment or internal peace you will feel in that moment when you'll find your purpose. It will, because it's aligning with your soul, it's aligning with the life that has been gifted to you by the Lord. So yes, when you'll find it, you'll know it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I can tell you one thing that I've noticed is that when I found it, when I woke up in the morning, it didn't feel hard to go to work. It didn't feel like, oh shit, I have to. Oh, sorry for swearing, but it didn't feel like it was something that I needed to do. It was more something that I wanted to do, and that was just such a big switch for me, at least.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
true. And it feels amazing, I would say.
yeah, definitely. So I would love more about. I would love to know more about the fearless subject. So, is there any moment in your life that you felt like being fearless was the only option that you had?
Mm-hmm. Embarking on this journey of self-development has been one of the decision that required courage, that really required courage, because when I embarked on this journey, I was all alone. There were so many things that were going inside of me. I wanted to stop, I wanted to give up, but something was there, a whisper that kept me going. As I said, that since you can imagine that if a child is asking so many deeper level questions, what kind of quest she or he can have in his or her soul about knowing the reality of life. And I wasn't really satisfied with the ways maybe I was operating in, or maybe or I would say, let me just correct this, the old ways of living were no longer working for me. There were so many questions that embarked me on this journey. And when I embarked on this journey, every self development seeker knows that this journey is not all roses or butterflies or rainbows. Often it's the opposite. It's the journey of isolation. It's the one where you want to give up every single moment. And the hardest part of this journey is you need to sit with your unresolved emotions, the one that you have been buried inside of you for years. You didn't wanted to confront them. And now there comes a point where you need to sit with those emotions. And to be very honest with you, I have even often seen that it's hard. People often run away of that kind of deeper work. Now I'm a coach, I see this thing in my clients. Whenever there is something whenever they have to sit with their unresolved emotion, now this is the hardest thing, and I see many people giving up that thing. And even that just happened to me in my own journey as well. I really really wanted to give up, but as I said, maybe giving up wasn't a really an option for me. Even if I would have given up, I didn't had a choice. So I didn't had a choice except to be fearless. I'm glad that I accepted the choice because it was the most liberating experience of my life. And I can proudly say now that there is a whole new, different, or beautiful world at the other side, on the other side of fear. All you need to do is to make a choice of being fearless. And anybody who has embarked on this kind of journey will definitely agree with me that yes, this journey is not easy. You have to be fearless every single moment. Otherwise, you won't be able to reach your desired destination. And even today I would say there are days when I am not, I can call them bad days or something like that, when I am not vibrating high or something like that. What is there for me to do to be fearless? There are points where I do not want to make those choices that I am I am confronted with. But now I have learned this process that your emotions, your unresolved emotions only wants one thing from you, and that is your acknowledgement. All our life, we have been acknowledging the world, or we have been seeking acknowledgement from the world. Can we just not do a favor to ourselves by acknowledging those emotions and let them go forever? So now, day by day, it's becoming easier to me. There are times when it's extremely hard, but I know the drill how to do it. So yes.
Yeah. Why would you say that it's so important to like regain control of your mind?
Why would I say that? Because this is what my journey have taught me, and this is what I am seeing in my clients now. When I say that regain the control of your mind, what does it really means? We all know that our external environment has a direct impact on our internal world. And what is our internal world? That is going inside of our head. It is composed of our thoughts, beliefs, emotions, feelings, mental chatter, the story that are constantly replaying 24 hours 7 behind our conscious awareness. So this is our internal world, and it is greatly influenced by the outer world. So whenever I would say there is a bombardment of information out there, and every single second, we are perceiving or receiving that information through our five senses that are plugged into the external environment. So when there is an overload of information, I would say, and that has a direct impact on the way we're thinking, on the way we are feeling and behaving. So it is covering every aspect. Can you see that? It is covering the way we are thinking, the way, the feeling, the emotions, the way we are feeling, and our behavior. That's how our behavior is being controlled. I'm not saying it is whatever is outside is all bad or is all good, but it's just that we are being dictated by the overload of information. Let's say, let me just give you a perfect example for that. We all remember the time of the COVID lockdown. What really happened during that time? We were literally locked down into our houses, and there was bombardment of information that we were consuming from different sources. It could be social media, it could be news, whatever it was. There was an air of fear and anxiety. I would say there was fear and anxiety in the air, and that fear and anxiety and the overload information what was doing to our mind, it literally put us into the survival mode where our survival became important to us. Nothing was more important to us in that moment than our survival. And we were literally, some of us, I would say, not everyone, but yes, most of the people were literally feeling paralyzed to go into the outside world. Now, this was abnormal, I would say. That's how the information was impacting ourselves. It impacted the way we were thinking at that point in time, we were feeling, and we were behaving. That is crucial. That is why it's crucial to regain the control of your mind, so that you are the one who is dictating your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, not the outside world. And the information doesn't have to be good or bad, because whatever the information is, our mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when the information is being consumed by our five senses, it is impacting us. No matter it is good, bad, negative, positive, it will affect us. That's why I always say to myself and other people that it is important to regain the control of your mind, because if you really want to live a life that you have always desired, then this is the crucial step towards it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I totally agree with you. But what would you say is like biggest the biggest challenge that someone faces when it comes to be like taking control or regaining control of their mind, and like how would you say you can overcome it?
Mm-hmm. As I said, because it's about mind. When you are talking about mind, you cannot overlook subconscious mind. Why? Because subconscious mind, 95% of our mind is subconscious mind. As per Dr. Joe Dispenza, 95% of who we are by the age 35 is programmed. Let me quote his exact words. 95% of who we are by the age 35 years old is the memorized set of behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious habits, hardwired attitude, beliefs, perceptions that exactly works like a computer program. So our subconscious mind programming will be the biggest challenge that will confront us. And the worst part is that we are not even aware of what is buried behind our subconscious mind that is really running the vehicle of our life. We are not really aware. The lack of awareness, our limiting beliefs such as I'm not enough, I'm not loved, I can't be successful, money is evil, things never work out for me, give rise to what? It gives rise to the associated fears. Now, what are these? Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of unknown, and which further compounds. Okay, sorry. Now your internal chatter, negative internal chatter, is further compounding it with the words like, "Who do you think you are? You cannot do this. Do you remember in past we failed terribly, so it's better not to go." So these could be the things that will really confront you, because when you talk about the external environment, that is secondary. First you need to meet your own inner demon. Once you meet those own inner demons, you need to control them. Then only you can control what's really coming from the outside world. So as I said, what we can really do about is we really need to raise awareness regarding it. We really need to raise awareness regarding our subconscious mind programming. And meditation, mindfulness, reflection, journaling could be the perfect tool for it. If you cannot really do it alone, seek help, seek support. There are lots of people who would love to help you. Seek help from the therapist, counselor, coach who knows their work, who knows not who can not only help you to become aware of your own subconscious mind programming, but help you to rewire that. And once you are aware of your own inner demons, I would say, I always use those limiting beliefs and unresolved emotions, inner demons word. So once you know that, observe observe them and question them. If you believe that I am not enough, then ask yourself why I am not enough. If you believe I am not loved, why I am not loved. So when you start questioning yourself, your mind, what you'll be doing is that, as question indicates uncertainty. Up till now, these were your beliefs. And once you have started posing questions regarding it, what you are doing what you are doing is you are questioning them. They are no more certain to you. You are challenging them. So they are no longer the program. Now you can change them. And no matter what, how powerful your subconscious mind is. To be very honest with you, there is a unique ability that our conscious mind has, and that is to accept or reject the idea. Now, our subconscious mind do not have this ability, but our conscious mind has this ability. So whenever any idea is being presented to you, any limiting idea is being presented to you, even that idea is coming from your own inner world or the external world, the news, the social media, whatever it is, question the authenticity of it and accept or reject it on the basis of the answer that you are getting. So, yes, that's how I have done in my own journey, and that's how I am helping my clients to do that.
Yeah. You mentioned some tools like meditation and stuff, but I'm thinking if someone here is listening and they feel like they really relate to what you're saying and they want one tool or strategy that can help them gain control of their mind, which one would be the number one that you would share for them?
Mm-hmm. There are many strategies, as you said, that it could be journaling, it could be reflection, practicing gratitude, meditation, mindfulness. My personal favorite is meditation and mindfulness, because when I embarked on this journey, I didn't had any idea of any of these things. What are these? What is meditation? What is really mindfulness is? Because yes, intellectually I knew that, but it's quite different on it when you internalize it. We all know the definition of meditation and mindfulness, but only the people who are really good at doing meditation and mindfulness really know the meaning of it, because they have now internalized it. So what is meditation? To me, meditation is a meeting with your inner being. When you are sitting with your eyes closed, you get to see your inner world, your thoughts, your patterns, your limiting beliefs, and you get to see those unresolved emotions that you have been buried behind the scene for years. So that's why I always say that meditation has really worked for me. I was doing this to myself. I always recommend to anybody who have started doing meditation or into meditation, that whenever you are sitting on your meditation mat, let your thoughts come and go. Do not try to be in a thoughtless state, because if you'll do that, it will be tough for you. So let your thoughts come and go, because when these thoughts are coming, they are a lot, telling you a lot about your inner world. Just observe them. Do not judge, do not react, just observe them. For me, what happened is that when I started meditating, I made a deal to myself that for during whatever minute when I started was my first day of meditation. I did meditation for only 1 minute. But during that 1 minute, I made a deal to myself that during that 1 minute, I'll be 100 and I'll try to be 110% mindful. I have to be extremely mindful during that 1 minute. If I cannot be mindful throughout the day, it's okay. But during that 1 minute, I have to. And later, gradually, I increased it to 2 hours. Now I can even sit for 2 hours on my meditation mat. So that's how, over the years, I trained myself not to only meditate, but to be mindful. And now these are the two strategies that have really worked for me. And if you also want to go for these two strategies, then I would always suggest you. Let's say let's say anybody listening has fear of rejection because of their limiting belief that I'm not loved, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy. And because of that, they have been extremely insecure in their romantic relationships or maybe life in general. So if you get to see your own programming, what's going inside of you, sit with yourself, pause for a moment, and question yourself where these thoughts are coming from. Are these even mine? Is it coming from my soul, my subconscious mind, or is it coming from the external environment? Are they true? Can I change it? Can I see it from a different perspective? Because once you are asking those questions, what you are really doing is you are allowing your mind to see the entire situation from a different perspective. It reminds me of a Winder quote: when you change the way you look at the things you look at change. So that's how powerful your perception is. And it starts with questioning. Ask powerful question to yourself. As a coach, we know, Nicole, the power of right questions. We have been trained in a way to ask the right question at the right time. If and anybody can do for themselves. They can start from just basic question, and then later they'll realize that this technique of asking powerful questions have really worked for them. So whatever works best for you, anyone who is listening, whatever best works best for you, whether it is meditation, mindfulness, journaling, reflection, anything, choose it and then make it a part of your daily routine. Now, it requires consistent action, I would say. It doesn't that if you have chosen something, then if you are doing it for once, twice, or thrice, it won't really make a difference. You need to have, you need to build that resilience, that consistency of taking daily actions, and then only it will be able to help you to regain the control of your mind. So yes, yeah.
Yeah. I really, really love what you said about like when you started meditation, that you only took 1 minute. Like that was the only thing you demanded from yourself, 1 minute. And I think that's such an important thing, like small steps. Because if you start by saying like, okay, now I'm gonna start meditating for 10 minutes a day or a half an hour a day, maybe you do that 1 or 2 or 3 days, but then you stop because it haven't gotten like a part of your routine yet. Like it's not a habit for you to sit down for 30 minutes and just sit down with your thoughts. It's uncomfortable and it's really hard to start that way. So I love that you mentioned it's like 1 minute, because 1 minute can become two, and then it becomes five, and then it becomes 10. So thank you for sharing that. I think it's like an amazing tool that others could adapt, because it's such an easy one. Like, it's 1 minute to start, and then just see how it feels, like how it goes. Maybe it's gonna start being 10 minutes, or maybe that's not gonna be it, and someone's gonna start journaling instead and trying that. But thank you so much for sharing that. It's a good
Thank
one.
you so much. You're welcome. And I would also like to add one more thing. Yes, I would say that consistency has been my biggest strength. The reason I started from 1 minute was because I needed to be consistent in my practice. It's been 6 to 7 years, I do not even remember. There hasn't been a single day when I didn't meditate. Hasn't been a single day. It was because of my consistent action. If I would have started it from 1 hour at the initial level, my mind would have rejected it then and there, because your mind doesn't like anything anything that is not familiar or anything that is hard. So you need to make it comfortable for the mind, because if something is comfortable, it will go towards it. And just by taking small actions towards it, what I was really doing, I was making my mind believe that it is not only comfortable, it is familiar as well. So now these are the two categories. When my mind believed that now this is something familiar, she has been doing it for daily for about a month or 2 months or so on, and this feels comfortable, now we can make it a habit. And that's how habits are built.
Love that addition. That is so important. But going back to your coaching now, what would you say is like an important tool for empowering women?
Mm-hmm. You mean to say during coaching, while we are coaching? Anyone?
Exactly. Sorry, that was very blurry question. I'll ask it again.
Okay,
So,
sure.
why is coaching an important tool for empowering women?
Okay, from my own experience, I would say that it is one of the very powerful tool, because what coaching really is, let me just give you a easy definition of coaching for our audiences who are listening. Coaching is a collaborative process between individuals where a client is bringing their life story, the problems to find solution for, and the coach is bringing their expertise. And together, and the coach is acting as a beacon of light. And together, they are working towards finding the solution. Now, the coach is helping them to find the answers within. We know, Nicole, that a good coach will never advise you. They will never recommend you, give suggestion or anything like that. They'll ask you a powerful question at the right time so that they can think, so that they can make you think for yourself. And that's why it's extremely important. Sorry, that's why it's extremely important, becoming an extremely important tool for a woman, because when a woman is too much, let's say, if anybody, and we all do that in our life, that we are so much stuck in our head. There are stories that we have been telling ourselves for years, and then what is it is really doing to us, we cannot really see our blind spots, we cannot see the real roadblocks that are really blocking our way. We are giving ourselves external reason. Okay, this has happened because of this, but deeper, on a deeper level, there is something else that is really blocking you. So when you are working with a coach, your coach will see those blind spots before you. They will, for them, you can say that coaching is when your different person or other individual is seeing your life from a 360 or helicopter view, I would say, bird's eye view. They are watching your life and they can see your roadblocks, blind spots, everything. And over the years, I have seen that coaching is becoming really popular. It is helping women to boost their confidence, to work on their personal and professional life, be it, working towards their career, or maybe in their personal life they are suffering, maybe they are suffering in their relationships. It helps women to gain that power back. Let's say I'm talking about to regain the power of your mind. What I'm really doing is I am not teaching my clients, of course, coaching my clients to work towards that. Because once you'll know that, it will help you out. And to be very honest with you, even a coach needs a coach. There are times when I am unable to find the solutions of my problem. In that moment, I need a coach who can really see my story from a different perspective. So that's why it's becoming important, or say it's gaining popularity in the world, and that's how it's helping women. It is helping women in empowering them. That what we are really doing over here in Fearless Women. We are trying our best to empower women globally, so that via different means, maybe through coaching we are doing that, through workshops, through this such kinds of conversation we are doing that. It is coaching that has really brought us together and come up with this wonderful organization that Denise has founded. So yes.
Yeah, thank you. So I would love to know more about your client success stories. Do you have a specific one that comes to mind when thinking about your coaching?
Uh, there are two stories that are my personal favorite, I would say. One is of a client. I had a client who came up with a issue of lack of confidence. So we started working upon this thing, and we realized, or I would say she realized, that it wasn't lack of confidence. It was her fear of speaking in the public. She was so afraid of speaking in the public that it was really difficult for her to speak in the small settings as well. In this second session, she had her biggest realization of her life, which she wasn't really aware of, that when she was 5 years old only, she was a very confident child. And one day, it was her annual day, she was giving a speech on her annual day, and she said something wrong. She mistakenly said something wrong, and her principal scolded her right in front of the entire school. She felt so embarrassed that after that moment, she did not dare to speak in public till now, until she came to me. We worked on these things. We worked on her problem of getting rid of this fear of public speaking, and today she is not only putting herself out there in the public, but she's also making public appearances, and she's doing great, and I'm so proud of her, because it was her, even though I was helping her out in that journey, but it was her who really took an action and made a difference in her life. So this was one. Another story that I would like to share now, that is my personal this one is especially my personal favorite, because it was the most challenging client I ever had. This woman was around 50 years or something. She came with a very minor issues, and we started working upon that, and later she realized that there is there is a lot of resentment and anger that is buried inside her towards her mother, because she always believed that her mother didn't love her, and now she was having extreme hatred towards her mother, or anger. But now, since when our journey got finished, she not only released or let go of that anger or hatred that she always had towards her mother. What she messaged me once our journey was finished. She messaged me and she said, "I met my mother, and it was the most incredible experience or meeting with her." Why? Because this time there was no anger, resentment, or hatred. And let me tell you, it was the anger of 40 years. Now you can realize that it's huge. If you have been building anger, resentment, hatred towards someone who's really close to you, but a negative equation over here for 40 years. And during the meditation, I guided her through certain visualization and meditation techniques. So it helped her let go of that anger and resentment. And now that relationship have been healed. And why I said that this client has been the challenging one. Why? Because she was a therapist who have been practicing for more than 25 years. She was a bold, assertive woman who was very self-aware. So she was really giving me a hard time. But I took it as a challenge, and maybe I'm good at taking challenge. I took it as a challenge, and I'm glad I did that because I have I can proudly say now that I have made a difference in her life, and even she acknowledged that, and that really makes me feel happy because it reminds me of the moment when on that meditation mat I thought to myself, or I realized that I want to help people. And now, even if I'm making that 1% change in someone's life, that is big to me. That's huge for me.
Such an amazing, like, such two amazing stories. I love that. I love hearing clients wins because it's something that we carry with us for like our whole journey. Like all these like small or big wins, they matter so much for us as a coach, but also a lot for the clients, of course, as well. So thank you so much for sharing them. It was amazing hearing them.
Mm-hmm.
So for the next question, I would love, because now I feel like we should wrap up a little bit, and we have some final questions that I'm really excited about. So first one is, can you mention three women, like three fearless women that you have been inspired by throughout your journey?
Can I mention more than that?
Okay, at least three, maybe maximum five.
Okay, now there are many women that have really inspired me, and I'll start with the ones that are really close to my heart, and they are my mother and my two sisters. That they have really inspired me throughout this journey of mine. Other ladies like Oprah Winfrey, Mel Robbins, Sage Tony Robbins, they are the ones that have really inspired me through this journey of mine, that self-development journey of mine, because there were time when I used to sit and I used to watch Mel Robbins interviews, and it really empowered me and gave me courage. So yes, and the last but not the least, now this one is my favorite woman, and it's none other than myself, the woman that I have become. This woman that I have become inspires and empowers me every single moment of this journey called life. Yeah.
Wow, I love that. Please, you can share more. It's okay. You can go over five.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I don't know because if so it's
No, we can sit
yeah.
here all day.
Yeah, we can sit here all day because there are lots of people, I will say. Even these 11 beautiful coaches who are running this organization, Fearless Women with me, they are amazing. I mean, what I can do is whenever I'm feeling down, I can pick any one of them and I can go and tell my problems to them, and somehow they will always inspire me and empower me. So maybe that's why what we are really doing in Fearless Women, we are not only empowering women over there, but we are first empowering each other, and that's the essence or beauty of this organization.
Yeah. That gave me chills. That is so beautiful. Okay, to the next question. If your life was a movie, what would the title be?
Mm-hmm. Finding you.
Wow. Short, but perfect. Short and perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you. So, if there's any advice that you would give our followers today, what would that be?
um be mindful of the information that you are consuming on every single moment, because the information that you are consuming is impacting the way you are thinking, feeling, and behaving. So you have to be really mindful. And one thing that comes in my head, it just pop up in my head. So I would like to mention, believe in yourself. Because when you are there for you, because when you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you from achieving the life that you have always desired, or nothing can stop you from being fearless. So believe in yourself.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, since we are to wrap up now today, if there's anyone listening or watching today that would love to hear and see more of you, where could they find you?
My website, infinitemindaCademy.co. My social media handle, Instagram handle, I would say, infinite my sorry, infinite mind underscore academy, and Facebook, Infinite Mind Academy, and LinkedIn account, that is Shadab Mughal.
Okay, thank you so, so much, Shadab, for all of your insights and everything you shared today. I appreciate it a lot. There was a lot of times where I got goosebumps. So you're just such an amazing woman, and I'm so happy to have had this interview with you today.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share my perspective with our audience of fearless women. And to be very honest with you, I am really inspired by the way you have hosted this entire interview. So yes, lovely, lovely. I appreciate the way you were hosting me. So thank you so much for that.
I appreciate that a lot, and I'm so grateful for our time together. And for all the viewers out there, if you want to learn more, check out Shadab's social medias, and we'll see you for the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.